Hey, Thomas from Field Tennis. Today I'm gonna try and help you unlock the full power of your serve in one short session. So obviously we cannot go into physical movements, what to do with your hips or legs or your arm, because all that will require some training and it will take some time before a certain new movement would give you more power on the serve. But something can give you more power on the serve right now, today, tomorrow, when you go on the court, in a matter of minutes. And one reason why you're not hitting with maximum power is your mind. So you are blocking yourself from hitting with full power, because what you're thinking is when you're hitting first serve, so right now we're talking serve with maximum power, you're hitting your first serve and you also want to hit it in. And this desire for wanting to hit the ball in is basically desire for control. So when you want control in tennis, probably in other sports too, then you are slowing down, you're braking. So what you're doing on the serve is you're thinking first serve and you're thinking power. So you're generating power, and at the same time, unconsciously, subconsciously, you're also braking the arm from going too fast because you're trying to hit that small area in the court. So on some level you are aware that hitting the ball in the service box is very difficult. So if I hit like this one was lucky, it went in, but see, if I hit with full power, the ball goes long, right? If I keep hitting with full power, I might get maybe 20% of balls in, maybe a quarter. So way more than half I'm going to miss, because it's difficult. And when you're setting up for the serve here and you're thinking first serve, and at the same time you're thinking I want the ball to go in, and you like really want the ball to go in, then you're starting to break in this phase of the serve, and then you don't have maximum power. So in today's video I want to share with you one tip how you can unlock maximum power on your first serve. So now you realize that the reason why you're not hitting with maximum power is because you're trying to hit the ball in and exerting too much control at the same time. So you want power and control at the same time. And this desire for control is slowing down your serve, breaking your serve. So your question will be then, should I just serve like aimlessly? I just like throw the ball and serve without aiming? No, you don't serve without aiming. What you focus on is height. So you don't focus on hitting in the court, but you focus on the height. So you visualize a certain window above the net. Remember my video on how to aim in tennis, so I was explaining more on how to aim ground strokes. I'll give you a link above in the card and in the description below. So check out that video on how to aim, and when I talk about windows. So when I'm serving first serve, I also visualize a certain window, and I can release with full power. So I'm hitting full power, I don't aim into the court, I just choose height. So when I choose height in my mind, so I serve one ball, so I'll serve a bit too high now. So I serve, the height does not limit me with the distance. The height just tells me this high. And right now I see, okay, that's too high. And in my mind I just aim lower. So I picture lower height, and I can still freely release because I'm not desiring the ball in, I'm just choosing the right height, and I can release my power. Okay, and I see, okay, this is still going too high, and I aim lower. Okay, and this one is going lower, I'm still free, all I want is power and height, and I don't control the serve in terms of the ball has to go in or through a very small window. I just see, okay, height. Okay, this one was still a bit too high, so in my mind's eye I'm just thinking lower, I just aim. Okay, and this one is very close, and that's how I regulate height, because you might ask, how do I know what height? Well, I see the ball. The ball was too long a little bit, so I just think lower, but I don't think in the court, I just think lower, because that will keep me free. The moment I think in the court, I will lock, I will get tight, so. Okay, so this one went in because in my mind's eye I was trying to go lower than before. And so that is the secret to unlocking your maximum power with your mind, the secret is that you don't try to think inside the court, so you don't kind of visualize the exact place on the court where you're hitting, but you control height. So you have to free yourself when you're serving, you have to free yourself, and then you just control height. You just see higher, lower. If you hit in the net, I didn't hit any in the net, so if I hit in the net, I just aim higher, so in my mind's eye I kind of picture this much higher. So I don't know if I'm gonna make it, but that's what I picture. Okay, and then I see this one is going too high, and in my mind's eye I'm just picturing a little bit lower, and I'm still picturing a bit lower. Okay, and this one was in. So I'm very free, I'm just whacking the ball full power. My body is free because I'm not giving it control in terms of exact spot on the court. I'm just telling it, go a bit lower. Now when I'm aiming lower or higher, again, I don't control myself in such a way that I visualize that I'm going to hit space this high, because that would again limit me. I just want lower than I served before, and I let go. And so that way you're going to release maximum power of what your body is currently capable of. Now at first it might be difficult for you to release, so the control creeps in your mind and in your body the moment you stand on the baseline. The moment you come on the baseline, your mind is already familiar with this position, the distance to the service box and so on, and it's starting to trigger control at first, right? So for you to release your self-control, you must give yourself permission, or you must do some kind of serve that is not normal serve, it's not ordinary serve. So the moment you go away from the baseline, your mind realizes, okay, this serve doesn't really count because it's not the right serve, right? So you have to release yourself first like that. And you can serve from here towards the baseline or to the back fence, right? So from here you serve and free yourself. So your goal is ideally back fence or over the baseline and so on. And this might take you a couple of minutes, maybe 15-20 serves it might take you for you to realize that you can release your arm and release your body into rotation and so on, engage your legs because you are free now. So it's very important to step away from the baseline and also not aim in the court, so that you start to feel first how does it feel to actually hit the ball with full power. Sometimes I have experience with players that they change this in like 30 seconds. They were serving here in the court and we saw that the serve was a bit slow, and I just told them, okay, let's step here back 2 meters and hit towards the baseline, and in about 3 or 4 serves they were hitting harder. So they realized, they felt, okay, I'm not controlling, I feel power. And so once you can feel that power, you have the feeling now, you know how it's supposed to feel, then you can come back to the baseline and work your way down. So you can start from here also, and you go towards the baseline or towards the back fence, and then you just start lowering the height. So you don't think about hitting the ball in the court, you just think about hitting it lower while maintaining maximum power. So I hit here maximum power. Now I just work my way down, right? So I know there'll be always some smart ass who's gonna put in the comments foot fault. I'm not playing a match, I'm trying to release maximum power. The moment you are very careful about foot fault in such exercises, you are limiting yourself and controlling yourself. So yes, I make foot fault, I don't care, because I want maximum power. So I can step here, but because I'm loading and I don't care, my body is free. So because my body is free, it might step forward a little bit. So okay, so now I'm working myself the way down. This one was a bit too long and this one was in, right? So I'm just working my way down until I hit the court, and then you will realize, oh, that's great, I hit the first serve, right? So What's important for you to realize that you cannot have a consistent first serve if you're hitting flat with full power. I'm going to pause a little bit here that you process what I just said. This so many players don't realize. You cannot have, no one is consistent on the ATP Tour with a flat first serve. Maybe John Isner, who's hitting from the stratosphere. No one is consistent with the first serve. The reason why you see first serve percentage 50 or 60% is because players choose to slow it down most of the times with a slice. So when they go to the edge side, they're gonna go first serve slice and they slow the serve down. Or some players are gonna kick it a little bit. Even on the first serve, they're gonna go very heavy kick, especially on clay out wide, and that is everything's going to go in the statistics of the first serve, and at the end of the set you're going to see first serve 61%. If you remove all the serve, if you deduct all the serves that were hit with slice and spin when players chose that, and you just keep the serves that were hit flat with full power, usually down the tee, the percentage is probably not over 30. I would bet that it's below 30%. And when the player has a bad day, this can be like 10%. You will hit 1 out of 10. And that's why players slow down the serve a little bit in order to have higher percentage, force a short ball, and then attack it. But what I'm explaining to you is how to release your body for maximum power. So if you choose to go to gamble, to take a chance with the first serve, maybe get a free points, maybe get an ace. And if you want the first serve with maximum power, then you have to release yourself from controlling the serve and just focus on the height and go maximum power.